Swimming Championships. This NETV Sports exclusive is presented in part by viewers just like you, who are financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. You, too, can help support our sports telecast by becoming a member of NPTV today. Hello again, everyone. I'm Larry Putney, and welcome to the Bob Devaney Sports Center pool for this year's state meet. And I tell you, the name of this year's championships is Speed. We already have 2 records set in the sprint, and we expect more could tumble today. Joining me this afternoon is the Dick Vitale of Nebraska High School Swimming, Ray Huppert. Ray?
Well, Larry, you're absolutely right, baby. I'll tell you what, it is a fast meet. Already yesterday, the name of the game is Speed, as Larry said, and Katie Echols came out with 2 state records in the 53 and the 100 free, making her the fastest female ever to swim those events in the state of Nebraska. On the boys' side, Adam Mania, who is, I'll tell you what, he goes to school at Norris High School, but he has to train and swim for Beatrice. Adam is such a talented young man. Last year he won 2 individual events. This year he's trying to repeat and win another 2 events. 2 great individuals that we're going to watch that'll swim real fast.
And not only individuals, but we'll also be watching a team race, and joining us for that is Matt Rye, former Big 8 champion and Husker. What's that team race shaping up to look like, Matt?
Well, Larry, yesterday it was business as usual for Omaha Creighton Prep and Marion. Marion has 16 finalists in the top 6. The stage is set for both of them to win their team titles again this year. But I'll tell you, look for that second-place finishes. And the boys' side, Lincoln East has got a young team, and Greg Fleming would like to see those young swimmers get a little taste of the championship today. For the girls, Tracy Stoffer has built a program at Millard West, and you can expect some fast swims out of his swimmers.
I would like to remind you that if you know friends, family, or just any swimming fan throughout the world, and they don't have access to the Nebraska ETV network, have them log on by computer to our network website at net.unl.edu. By clicking sports and following the prompts, they'll be able to watch all the action live over the internet. And once again, our website address is net.unl.edu. These webcasts are free and brought to you commercial-free as a service of NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. And, Ray, we talked about this earlier, but what an exciting meet this is going to be. Anticipation of the possibility of some more records tumbling as they did yesterday.
You know, of course, I'm partial, Larry, but what a great state championship swimming is, because they bring it to the Devaney Sports Center. It's absolutely full in the spectator stands. There is no room, and it's been like that for years and years, and everybody brings their entourage of grandparents and parents and everything. It's going to be exciting.
Let's take a look at our first race of the afternoon. It will be in the girls' 200-yard medley relay. The consolation, Fremont will be in lane 3, Omaha Duchesne in lane 4, West Side is in lane 5, followed by Millard South in 6, Omaha Burke, and Bellevue West will be in lane 8. That is a look at the consolation final of the girls' 200 medley relay. And yesterday, the fastest qualifier was Omaha West Side with a clocking of 1:57.77.
You know, Larry, you talk about a consolation heat, a championship heat. These kids right now today are swimming for points for their team. And, of course, relays are double points. First place in the relay is 16, in a relay is 32, an individual 16 is 16. So it's so important that these kids get into this event and set the tone, because Prep, who's the odds-on favorite in the boys, Marion for the girls, everybody else is fighting for that 2nd through 6th place.
And you can see the lanes there on your screen to help you identify as they get ready to take the starting blocks. And you talked about the points. Points doubled in these team events. And also, when it comes to the consolation, if you win your consolation, you get more points than you would in just a typical one of the 2 heats.
Well, there's no question that, and of course, you cannot, even if a relay team or an individual in a consolation heat swims faster than the 6th place time in the championship heat, they cannot outscore. That's why we had the prelims yesterday. They jockeyed for positions today. Today, it's for all the bananas, the points for the team.
They're ready to start here in the girls' 200-yard medley relay on the blocks.
You can see most of the swimmers are starting from the upper position. it's been very good. They get their bodies out over the water. They streamline through the water. And look at the lead coming up in lane number 4, Sarah Land.
Sarah Land, the junior for Omaha Duchesne. It's the quick lead for Duchesne in lane 4, the second lane from the top of your screen. And also there on the outside now in lane 3, there comes Jenny Jost, the senior from Fremont.
I always enjoyed the medley relay as a spectator/coach because you have different strengths in each stroke event. You might have a great backstroker. Beatrice will lead off with Adamania in the boys, and of course he'll be so far out ahead. But the other teams can't be discouraged because their strengths may come up in the breaststroke or the butterfly. Right there in lane number 6, Millard South, Jamie Bolte. She's really coming up strong and challenging Jackie Buda, west side in lane number 5.
And we have a tight race as we are at the halfway point, and we should mention that in the 200-yard medley relay, it's 50 yards of each stroke. The backstroke, the breaststroke. This will be the butterfly, and then they finish up with the freestyle.
The 200 relays for medley and the freestyle are won and lost on starts. And you can see how the swimmers up on the block, the freestylers are up on the block right now. They're judging the finish of the butterflyers. And they want to be extended over the block, but they don't want their feet to leave before the swimmer touches.
And that's Melissa Fry that touches first after 150 yards, and now we're in the final 50. It's the freestyle. And out there in front in lane 6 for Millard South is Jenny Peterson, the senior.
And Whitney West for Duchesne is now taking the lead with 1 length to go. It's Duchesne in 4. It's Millard South in 6.
And here comes Duchesne to finish it. Duchesne and Millard South, and it looks like just by about a half a length, Duchesne is going to touch third.
What a great victory for Omaha Duchesne, who is really pretty recent in the swimming scene.
Duchesne touching with a time of 157.73. You see there in lane 4. They had qualified third in this consolation heat, and they win it. They pick up the all-important points, and there's one more look, right?
And, of course, you can see Whitney West just had a good, strong finish to the wall, out-touching Millard South, goodness, just by 1/10 of a second. And that's big because that's 4 extra points that Duchesne has set up for their team.
Now let's take a look at the girls' 200-yard medley relay finals in lane 3, Lincoln Southeast. The Knights coming in 3. Papillion La Vista in lane 4. Millard North in 5. Omaha Marion, the prohibitive favorite. They set a state record in this event last year in lane 6. In lane 7, Millard West, and Lincoln East in lane 8. And they're at the blocks.
One thing that you should know is a lot of these teams did not swim their best swimmers. Yesterday in the prelims, for instance, Omaha Marion, Katie Echold, the fastest freestyler in the state, didn't swim this event. They qualified third with a time of a 152.38. Katie's going to be anchoring this relay, so look at Marion really to be the odds-on favorite.
And Marion set the record last year, and they're out quick here. Omaha Marion in lane 6.
Well, they've got such good, strong swimmers in each leg. That was Beth Roach doing the backstroke. Michelle Frisk, who is a great breaststroker, and we'll see her in the individual event. MC Semino swims the butterfly, and then they're going to anchor with Katie.
Marion and Millard North right there as they touch 25 more meters to go here in this breaststroke.
In lane number 5 for Millard North, that's Jessie Bayless. She was the junior national champion last summer for the junior national meet in the United States.
Swimming for Millard North, and she touches first. Just a freshman is Bayless. And now they're into the butterfly.
Katie Shaw for Millard North and MC Semino. Katie is just a 9th grader, MC a junior. What a great race we've got. Chelsea Dunstra from Papillion La Vista. Coming up, it's a 3-way fight all the way going into the freestyle.
The final 50, and into the water first is Omaha Marion's Katie Echold. And Echold yesterday setting 2 sprint records, and you got to like her chances going into this final 50.
Well, the big thing is the turn, and she's first in. Look how she streamlines off, comes up. She's just blowing the competition away.
Katie Echold with a strong strong final leg for Omaha Marion. They will touch first, 147.89, a new state record. 147.89 for Omaha Marion in lane 5, and that is a new Nebraska state record.
And I can't tell you what that's going to do for every one of the Marion swimmers to have a huge start like that. It's just going to pump them all for great races. Watch Katie just finish so strong. She looks up at the clock, and the excitement of the Omaha Marion team. I'll tell you what, Pat DeBase, he is doing a great job at Omaha Marion. We saw them as champions last year. They're going to be like a Creighton Prep. You're going to see them in the title run for years to come.
The second year in a row that Omaha Marion has set the state record in that event, the 200-yard medley relay, and they did it with Katie Eckholt, the senior, who set 2 state records yesterday on that finishing leg, and you can really see her strength there. Such a strong swimmer. Let's take a look now at the boys' 200-yard medley relay, the consolation final. Grand Island, the Islanders, will be in lane 3. Omaha North in lane 4. Beatrice, led by Adam Manya, is in lane 5. Omaha West Side in 6. In lane 7 will be Millard West, and the Rockets of Lincoln Northeast are in lane 8 in this consolation final.
Well, and we might as well start talking about it now. You're seeing all different types of swimsuits out there. Adam Manya is in a full body length. The gentleman in lane number 7 standing up, he's in what we call just the 3/4.
And Jeff Samick is in lane 7 for Millard West. And obviously they feel like they have an advantage, a big advantage by.
Well, there's no question, and we're going to get into the swimsuits later, but look at how strong Adam Manya is taking it out. He split yesterday, I believe, a 23.7, which was just an average swim for Adam. Look at the lead that he is developing right now. Coming in.
Adam Manya will touch first, and Beatrice is out quick. Manya, of course, All-American consideration yesterday in the back.
And once again, as we mentioned before, teams can't get frustrated because their strengths happen to come at different legs of the race.
That's Ross Kraychek touching there for Beatrice, and Beatrice with at least a 2-length lead right now over Omaha West Side in lane 6. So that's David Patton for West Side. There you see Kraychek.
For Beatrice, it's Bob Kubicek going off, and it was so important now that he stays nice and long, keeps the body smooth in this butterfly. Beatrice has got a good, strong lead right now coming up for Jesse Bussing, their anchor person. But, you know, it's so important, again, that they give him the big lead, because if Beatrice has any leg that might be a little weak, it's the freestyle leg.
Well, Kubicek does touch first, and Jesse Bussing is out with a big lead for Beatrice. The Orangeman way out in front here in this consolation heat of the boys' 200-yard medley relay.
Of course, it's good that Jesse's a junior. He's been through this before. He's not going to let anyone come up. This is an excellent swim for Jesse and Beatrice. Their qualifying time was a 1:43.9, and they're going to swim 1:43.1, improving their time. And, Larry, that's, again, what it's all about. Swim faster, score points for the team, and look at the excitement out of Jesse.
You see the excitement there as the Orangemen wrap up the 14 points that you get for finishing 7th in this event. And one final look at Jesse.
And good Jesse, the good thing for Jesse is he keeps his head down all the way into the finish. You don't want to take a breath the last 2 strokes, so you're finishing nice and strong.
So Beatrice winning the consolation heat of the boys' 200-yard medley relay. 14 points for finishing in 7th for the Orangemen of Beatrice. And we're about to have the awards announced for the 200-yard medley relay for the girls.
While they're getting the awards set up, let me get back and say just something real quick about the swimsuits, Larry. You're going to see so many different ones. You see the full body from the shoulders all the way down. You'll see the 3/4 body from the shoulders to the knees. And then you'll see what we call just the quarter that is a little longer than the Speedo, goes from the waist down to the knees. And I'll tell you what, it's still being experimented with, but we had a number of world records at the Olympics last year wearing suits just like that, the full body suit. And I know FINA's going to be checking this out, whether we want to stay with these suits or or whether we want to go back. It's almost like, and I know a lot of people don't go back to these days, but certainly I do. It's like going back to the Johnny Weissmiller days, swimming in those bodysuits.
That's right. Well, be careful. You know, of course, Weissmiller's, that goes back a ways there, Ray.
Well, you go back into the 1920s, the
Yeah.
Olympics, but I have to laugh when I see that. Again, these kids, they don't realize that, but that's what we swam in years and years ago.
Right.
Well, it's already been a great meet. We had those state records in yesterday. Marion comes off with a strong swim in the relay. And I don't have the official split on Katie Eckel, but I'll tell you what, she swam so fast that this will do nothing but just absolutely pump her up. In fact, here's her split right here. How about a 22.5? 22.5. She's got a shot at going under. I'm telling you, she may be the first girl 22-plus in the state of Nebraska.
And now the awards are being presented in the girls' 200-yard medley, finishing in 6th. Lincoln East. Lincoln Southeast was finishing in 5th. Millard West in 4th. Papillion La Vista in 3rd. And the Millard North Mustangs just stepping up there now, finishing in 2nd.
You know, another thing, Larry, let's pay tribute to Millard North. Their time, 1:49.72. That is an All-American consideration time, as well as Papillion La Vista. Their time, 1:51.78. So we have 3 teams that are going to have an opportunity to be considered high school All-Americans.
And there you see the state champions on the top platform. Omaha Marion setting a new state record, 148.14 in the girls' 200-yard medley relay. Beth Roach, Michelle Chris, MC Semino, and Katie Eckel. And there it is, your new state record.
What a great advertisement for white tees. A lot of smiles on that award stand. And, you know, it's interesting, again, too. You look out into the stands and you see all the fans. You know, Katie Eckel has been known this year in having an entourage of about 20 to 25 aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, everybody attending every one of her swim meets.
Omaha Marion setting the pace early here at this Nebraska State High School Swimming Championships. Let's head down to Matt Rye on the pool deck. Matt.
Hey, we've got the winning relay here. Girls, the cat's out of the bag. It looks to me like you don't want to win the meet, you want to dominate. How important was that medley?
I thought the medley was very important. We wanted to start off the meet on a high note, and we did it, so we're excited.
Congratulations. Swim fast the rest of the meet.
Thank you.
Now the finals of the boys' 200-yard medley relay. Scotts Bluff will be in lane 3, Millard North in 4, Creighton Prep, the Blue Jays in 5, Lincoln East in lane 6, Papillion La Vista in 7, and in lane 8, the Knights of Lincoln Southeast. Omaha Creighton Prep came in with the fastest qualifying time at 1:39.36, and that also was an All-American consideration time, and there is your state record, 1:36.26. That was set by Ralston back in 1992.
Of course, Creighton Prep this year is under new head coach in Tim Ewell. Tim came from Bishop Lynch High School out of Dallas. Their old coach, Tom Beck, he took the head coaching job at Millard Swim Club, and Tom is now an assistant coach for Millard West.
Look at Daniel Burvey, the sophomore from Papillion La Vista, out quick, giving the Monarchs an early lead. Into the pool for Papillion La Vista next is Brendan McMahon.
Well, you're going to see Daniel Burvey on the award stand for 2 individual events. He's one of the best swimmers for Papillion La Vista. Papillion may not be able to win the team title, but you'll probably see Papillion with their coach, Len Weaver, have more individual champions out of this meet.
And now in lane 6, that is P.J. Sorensen of Lincoln East. Sorensen will touch first. East out in quick. Tyler Shear now into the pool.
You got Shear swimming the butterfly leg for East. For Creighton Prep, it's Drew Connery, just a sophomore, and Drew Olson, a 9th grader for Papillion. They're all bundling up, and look at Millard North come on with Ben Nelson. Again, Larry, the exchange is so important, and it was a great exchange for Prep. William Selby's in the water now, but coming up is Ryan Braybeck.
Braybeck and Selby, Prep and East in lanes 5 and 6. You saw them touch final 25 yards here. And in lane 5, it's Prep. That's Seldy just out in front. Seldy and Brabeck. Seldy touches first. 1:38.5 seconds. Nearly a half a second better than yesterday's time.
And Lincoln East comes back with a 1:39.18. That doesn't surprise me. Greg Fleming at East is notorious for his kids swimming faster in the finals.
So the final time for Omaha Creighton Prep, you see it there in lane 5, 1:38.57. And one more look at that final run by Prep.
Coming into the turn, notice how important it is to keep low in the water streamline, and what a great job by William Seldy. And here at the finish, we've talked about it. You've heard me say how the full-length finish is so important. He just rolled right into that wall. And when you're talking about hundredths of a second, that's what makes a difference between a champion and being runner-up.
Now let's head to the girls' 200-yard freestyle. In lane 3 is from Bellevue West, Sarah Rogers. Lisa Wimhoff of Norfolk is in lane 4. Lane 5, Kelly Dolan of Lincoln Southeast. Carolyn Ludwig, the senior from Hastings, is in lane 6. Tennyson Anseth, senior from Southeast, and Lisa D'Agostino of Omaha Marion is in lane 8. We take a look at this heat. We have 3 seniors and 3 sophomores in this consolation final of the girls' 200-yard free.
And you know, Larry, it's really interesting when you said we have 3 seniors, 3 sophomores. The tendency this year has been youth, and we'll go through and we'll show a lot of ninth graders that are vying for the championship spots in their events.
Well, coming into this consolation final, Kelly Dolan of Lincoln Southeast with the fastest time at 2:76. And they're off here in this girls' 200-yard freestyle.
Larry, the 200 free for high school is a mixture between a sprint and a distance, taking up about 2 minutes, boys, minute and 40-some seconds. And there's some strategy that's planned in a 200. It's very important that you stay what we call under control. Make sure that you're breathing enough to keep oxygen flowing through the bloodstream, not go into hyperventilation. So you'll see freestylers swim the 200 and the 500, usually breathing every stroke, getting into a nice strong rhythm. It's important to keep the body position up with a nice smooth kick. It doesn't have to be a strong kick on the first 100, but once they make this turn here, they'll have 100 yards to go, and that, Larry, is when the swimmers need to start doing their strategy of trying to build each 25 and get stronger and stronger.
Lisa Wimhoff had led most of the way, and Carolyn Ludwig of Hastings, the senior, now in lane 6, right there with her. You see Kelly Dolan also there.
And, of course, the seniors who have the experience are pretty much in control. Lisa Wimhoff, a sophomore from Norfolk, but again, Kelly Dolan from Southeast. She's starting to make her move right now. With this turn, she'll have 2 lengths to go. And remember, they get 2 extra points by winning the consolation heat versus getting second in the consolation heat. So it's really important, and I'll tell you what, Kelly Dolan looks real strong right now. Notice the feet coming up a little harder on top of the water. She's really starting to get through and is going to have a great time.
And yesterday, Dolan finished so strong in the last 100, and she's doing the same today. As you see, she's opening up that lead. That's Kelly Dolan from Lincoln Southeast.
And I think she's a little frustrated because she missed placing in the championship heat by 3/100ths of a second.
And there you see your time, 2 minutes, .31.
A time better than she swam yesterday, and a time that would have put her in the championship heat. Good swim for Lincoln Southeast Kelly Dolan. And again, notice the nice long arms coming into the finish. She doesn't take a breath, but she rolls and finishes with a good long stroke. Nice job by the sophomore Kelly Dolan.
Let's head down to Matt Rye on the pool deck. Matt.
We're here with the Omaha Creighton Prep boys champion 200 medley relay. What a great way to start the meet. How important is that medley relay to the team?
I think it's real important to get a good start, to the meet, get out and get a fast one in, get a win in us early.
Well, I tell you were pushed a little bit by East. Were you a little bit concerned there at the end on the freestyle leg?
I don't know. These guys gave me a good solid lead, so when I saw them, I wasn't going to let them beat me.
You did a nice job. Congratulations. Good luck on the rest of your swims.
Hi, Mom.
You know, Larry, if someone just turned in the tune and saw this, they'd say, a bunch of skinheads, what type of rock concert is this? Swimmers are notorious for shaving their heads. And if people don't understand the sport, I think they think we're a little goofy.
And now the medals being presented in the boys' 200-yard medley relay. And the winner, they're up there on top right now, Creighton Prep, Omaha Creighton Prep, in a time of 1:37.57, All-American consideration time, not only for Prep, but also for Lincoln East, anchored by Ryan Brabeck. And you see the team of Prep there, William Seldy, Drew Connery, Sean Kelly, and John Ennenbach for East. Merman, P.J. Sorensen, Tyler Shear, and Ryan Brabeck.
And when you talk about the team title, of course, don't forget East, Millard, North, Papillion. They're all battling for that second-place finish for the team title. So that was a huge, huge swim for Lincoln East.
Let's take a look at the girls' 200-yard freestyle, and this will be the championship heat of the finals. Veronica Barna of Omaha North will be in lane 3. Carolyn Nairn in lane 4 from Omaha Roncalli. Omaha Marion's Lisa Hansen was third last year in this event. She's in lane 5. Nicole Real, the senior from Millard West, in lane 6. In 7, Beth Roach from Omaha Marion, just a freshman, and Aaron Cox, also a freshman from Papillion.
We've got a lot of last year's swimmers in this heat. Nicole Real in lane 6. She finished second in this event last year. Lisa Hansen is in lane number 5. And, of course, Veronica Barna in lane number 3. She finished 7th last year in this event. So it's going to be a great race. They split at the 100. Nicole actually went out a little faster than Lisa. Nicole was out 55.9, Lisa 56.7. Lisa seems to be wanting to be right there with her. And again, this is race strategy. Your leader, Lisa Hansen, had a much faster last 100 than Nicole Real. But this is going to be a strong battle. And, of course, the two girls, both junior and senior, they've swum against each other for a long time.
And in 5 and 6, that is Hansen and Real. And for those who've watched this event the last couple of years, the absence of Katie Eckel may be prominent, but Katie will be swimming in the 50 and the 100 and not the 200, which she has won the last 2 years.
54.51 by Nicole Real. She's out almost 2 seconds quicker. But now, once again, Lisa Hansen had a stronger second 100, and right now, Lisa's staying very strong with Nicole. This is going to be a dogfight. With this turn, they'll only have 50 yards to go.
Real and Hansen right together going into the final 50. And here's the touch and the turn. And who comes out of this? It's a dead heat coming out of it. 50 to go. But Real and Hansen, Omaha Marion, and Millard West.
It's so important to use the legs. And look at Lisa Hansen. She's starting to put the legs in real strong with 25 yards to go. She's into the turn first. Great streamline. She's looking at Nicole the whole way home. It's going to be Lisa Hansen.
Lisa Hansen pulling away in the final 50. Out in front of Nicole Real of Millard West. And Hansen from Omaha Marion touches first, a time of 1:54.96, nearly 2 seconds better than yesterday.
1:54.96, a career best for Lisa Hansen, the junior from Omaha Marion. What a great race. She let Nicole Real take her out that first 100. And notice how she finishes nice and long, stretches for the wall to get the best maximum time.
So after finishing third last year in this event, Lisa Hansen from Omaha Marion comes back and takes the title in the 200-yard freestyle in 2001.
And it doesn't surprise me. The tone was set with that medley relay. I just think you're going to see great performances out of Omaha Marion.
Now let's head to the boys' 200-yard freestyle. This the consolation final. Scott Krivolek in lane 3 from Norfolk. Mike Wyskowski of Ralston is in lane 4. Jordan Lacey, the freshman from Omaha Creighton Prep, in 5. Tony Hollingsworth of Prep in lane 6. In 7, Charlie Napper. And in lane 8, it's Luke Killian from Omaha Central. And the fastest qualifying time came from the freshman, Jordan Lacey of Omaha Creighton Prep, in lane 5.
course, it's so important to have it nice and quiet for the start, so these swimmers all get the same advantage as everybody else, because they react off of a horn. Your best start out there in lane number 4, Mike Wyskowski, boy, did he get off the blocks nice.
Right there with Charlie Naper of Scotts Bluff. Now in lane 8, there's Luke Gillian, but you see up there in lane 3, Mike Wyskowski still leading it. Well, challenged now in lane 3 by Krivolovic.
Well, it's a nice story out in Scotts Bluff. A good friend of mine who coached with me, Mike Hayhurst, has moved from Omaha. He now is the new high school coach out at Scotts Bluff. And already in 1 year, he's got this team thinking that they can be something good. Their best finish ever as a team in boys it was 9th. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Scotts Bluff in the top 6.
That's Wyskowski in lane 4 from Roncalli. The junior out early.
Well, and he was nice and smooth. He's breathing on his right side. He's taking a look over there at Krivolovic. He's keeping him on his sight. He makes the turn. Now he gets the chance to look through the rest of the field. He's in total control of this race. His stroke is nice and long. His heels are high on the water. He's got 50 yards to go. This is the time where you've got to bear down. Look at the increase in his kick right there. Everybody else is trying to make a move. This is where it all comes to. This is the training you've had. 1 length to go. Can he hold on?
Tony Hollingsworth in lane 6 from Omaha Creighton Prep also making a move, but still Wyskowski out in front. And Wyskowski will touch first. Wyskowski at a time of 1:48.72.
And what a great time. He qualified with a 1:50.3. Look at the excitement. That's what high school sports is all about. He betters his time by 2 seconds, and you know he was in total control because on that last lap, he was able to breathe, and you'll watch, he breathes on the right side, so he has a chance to watch Tony Hollingsworth come real strong up, but he's got his eyesight on him right there, and he's not going to let him win.
So Wyskowski with the win in the boys' 200-yard free consolation final. The Ralston High School junior with the time, once again, of 1:48.72, winning the consolation championship. And that is great to see that kind of emotion here at the state swim meet.
Well, and the congratulations, the camaraderie, not only of his own teammates, but in swimming, it's so common in the summertime to train for a club where there might be a mixture of 5, 6, 8 different high school kids. So there's a lot of close friendship. Now, obviously, today, they're swimming for their high school.
And now the awards or medals being presented in the girls' 200-yard freestyle. And you see already on the platform, Aaron Cox of Papillion La Vista finishing 6th. Veronica Barnum of Omaha North in 5th. Carolyn Narin from Omaha Roncalli, Brownell Talbot in 4. In 3rd, Beth Roach of Omaha Marion, and there is your champion, Lisa Hansen of Omaha Marion, and Nicole Real of Millard West finishing 2nd. Lisa Hansen at a time of 1:54.96. And as you said, Marion really making a statement here early, already a couple of championships early.
Well, it's a snowball effect. When things start going well, and we saw this in 1985, Larry, when I won the first, when Nebraska won the first Big 8 title. We started off, and we started with some fast relays. The next person that we had in there, which was a 500 free, swam fast. And it's a snowball effect. They all of a sudden get all the feeling like, hey, I can do nothing wrong. And that's what's going on right now.
What a great feeling it must be to be up on that medal stand and taking that gold medal. Let's head down to Matt with the champ. Matt.
Well, Lisa, you know, it was a big surprise when Katie didn't swim the 200, but I think we know why now. How was that swim for you?
It felt good and faster than my best, so that's good.
Well, you must have had a lot of confidence going in. Did you know that this was a shot?
Well, I was really nervous because, like, Nicole's really fast, but I just knew if I gave it all, it'd be, like, a good race.
Well, nice swim. Swim fast.
And congratulations to the champion from Omaha Marion. And what a great feeling that must be to get that gold medal. Let's take a look at the boys 200 freestyle. This is the finals. John Merman of Lincoln East, Matt Lynn from Kearney, Ben Porter in lane 5 from Omaha Creighton Prep. Joe Weesey will be in lane 6 from Omaha West Side. From Papillion, Daniel Burvey. And in lane 8, Ashton Beek of Lincoln Southeast, the senior. Ben Porter with the best time coming in, 146.3.
But don't for 1 minute disclude lane number 7, Daniel Burvey from Papillion La Vista, because he's a great swimmer, and I know that yesterday he just cruised through the prelims.
And Burvey, just a sophomore. Ready to go here in the boys' 200-yard freestyle. They're in the pool. And Burvey out quick. Look at lanes 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. In fact, everybody bunched up there right at the beginning.
Ben Porter, a junior from Omaha Creighton Prep. He's been here before. He knows what it's like. He's just a good, strong swimmer, and you'll see him try and control his own race. The fast one right now is Joe Weesey. He was your only swimmer in this heat that swam this event last year. He was 6th last year in the 200 free. He's the only one returning into this event, so he's got the experience that way. But again, Daniel Burvey in lane number 7. And they're playing with each other right now, Larry. This is the first 100. You're going to see them all take off after this. 50.9, 51.0. That's where they split yesterday. They're out 50.7. Very controlled, very smooth.
How important is this third 50?
The third 50 sets the tone, because the fourth 50, you've just got to come home and believe that all the training you've done, you'll have it to come home. Notice Daniel Burvey in 7. He breathes on both sides. He's breathing on the right. He'll breathe on the left. He wants to keep track of his competition.
3 of these swimmers qualified within a half second of each other, so it's not a surprise to see those 3 bunched up. Porter, Weesey, Burvey, 25 to go.
And it's all kicked right now, this last 25. It's so important that Burvey stays breathing on the left, and you can see he's watching to make sure the competition doesn't come out.
And Burvey beginning to pull away, and it will be Daniel Burvey of Papillion touching first, 144.7. What a time, nearly 2.5 seconds quicker than yesterday.
Well, when I said yesterday he just stayed in control, that's just what he did. This was the time he wanted to have his big drop, and he was able to have it. You're not going to see the end of him either, or Papillion La Vista. What a great turn. Stays long underwater, gets out about 5 yards before he comes up. And notice on the finish, he just stretches for the wall. That's his last breath, and he stretches. And he almost glides to his side to get maximum reach.
Daniel Burvey of Papillion, the state champion in the 200-yard freestyle. And you called that at the beginning, huh?
Well, I'll tell you, I know what these coaches go through and how they prepare their athletes. And we talked about Matt Rye interviewing the Hanson girl. Of course, Katie Eckel was the state champion last year in the 200 free. Coaching decision. Take Katie out, put Hanson in.
Girls 200-yard individual medley. Emily Max in lane 3. In lane 4, Heather Hanson. Cubby Swift from Lincoln East in lane 5. Megan Losi in lane 6. In lane 7, Lisa Dicing, Omaha West Side. And in lane 8, it's Adrian Losi of Omaha North. So a couple of Losis here in lane 6 and lane 8. Megan and Adrian, both of Omaha North.
Big sister, little sister. Big sister says, I'm a senior. I am not going out without a victory. The individual medley is probably one of my favorite events, and I would think a favorite event of spectators, because there's, again, you swim all 4 of the strokes. Start out butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle. It's really demanding on the individual. It's not so much being able to swim all 4 strokes, but being able to make the transition from butterfly to back to breast, breast to free.
Ready to go here. Girls 200-yard individual medley.
Each individual has a stroke strength, whether it be butterfly, back, breast, or the anchor freestyle. That's where the jockeying of position will come, and we'll see that real significant in the boys 200 IM.
Do you see in the IM a lot of early leads based on a particular stroke or late comebacks?
Without a question. Of course, right now in lane number 6, Megan Losey, who's a very strong butterflyer, is going to take the lead. Cubby Swift in lane number 4, she's going to have her strengths come up on back and breaststroke. So, you know, you're going to see the jockeying of different positions. Right there, Megan is a full 2nd and 2/10 ahead of Cubby Swift.
Megan Losey of Omaha North out quick in lane 6. And there's the turn.
Well, these turns back-to-back, breast-to-breast are fine, but here's what is so difficult. Right now, they're going to make a turn from doing a flutter kick on their back to a breaststroke kick where you get one arm pull, one leg kick. Probably the most difficult stroke change in the individual medley, where they were able to do a 6-feet kick and keep the arms going in a windmill fashion. Now they get one arm pull, one leg kick, and it's extremely difficult. Your great IMers, individual medley swimmers, are very good breaststrokers.
And Megan Losey in lane 6 still with the lead, although Heather Hansen with a strong move there in lane 4 from Millard West. And Losey now really beginning to open up that lead in lane 6, the senior from North, Omaha North.
And, of course, the points are so important to try and win this consolation heat. With 2 lengths to go, the 53 left, it's Losey in lane number 6 with a very commanding lead. Coming up in lane number 3, that's Emily Matz. But I don't think anyone's going to catch Losey. With 25 yards to go, she's got a full 5-yard lead.
Megan Losey pulling away here in the girls' 200-yard individual medley. The final stretch to home.
She's staying nice and long, elbows high, arms nice and relaxed. She's having a great swim.
And Losey touches in a time of 2:16.25, and that is a full 2 seconds better than yesterday for Megan Losey.
The only thing that you see frustrating from our champions in the consolation heats is when they look at their time and they see that time would have got me in the championship heat. There's a lot of joy, but then there's like, oh, I wish I could have done that yesterday. Look at how she took a breath on the right side, then she started breathing on the left, just to make sure nobody's going to catch her on her left side. And again, what a nice finish, staying nice and long.
And when she looked, she realized no one was going to catch her. Let's head down to Matt on the pool deck.
Hey, we've got Dan Burvey. Dan has just won his first state title. Dan, tell us a little bit about the race yesterday and how you set it up for today.
Well, yesterday I kind of went out and just tried to make it feel good and get into the final heat. And yeah, I let it go and felt really good.
Well, it looks like the first 100 you kind of took it easy, setting the race up. How important was that third 50?
It was very important because the very first 100 I just tried to stay with whoever's out in first. And then I really took off that third 50 and it worked out good and came home strong.
Well, congratulations, Dan. Your first state title. Have some fast swims to go.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks, Matt, and congratulations to Daniel Burvey.
And only a sophomore, so you're going to hear a lot about this young man, Daniel Burvey.
John Merman finishing in 6th of the 200-yard free. Ashton Beek of Southeast in 5th. Matt Lind of Kearney. Ben Porter of Prep. Joe Weesey of Westside. And your champion, Daniel Burvey.
And you had a chance to see Daniel's coach, Len Weaver, put the medal around their neck. It's a tradition here. The coach of the winning swimmer or diver gets to present the awards, and I know Lenny Weaver has got to be very proud of this sophomore.
And a great smile there from Daniel Burvey, your champion in the 200-yard freestyle here at the Nebraska State Swim Meet. Now let's check out the girls' 200-yard individual medley. In lane 3, in your championship heat, Laura Tingle, the junior from Lincoln Southeast. Michelle Chris, she was 3rd last year in this event. She's a sophomore from Omaha Marion. Bailey Ingle, she was in the finals last year, also a sophomore. Mary Herder in lane 6, a freshman from Omaha Marion. Rachel Hurd in lane 7, and Nikki Milan was in the consolation heat last year. She's in lane 8 from Omaha Marion.
We've got a lot of experience coming up in this event. Milan finished 7th last year. Hurd finished 5th. There's a lot of people that are swimming really fast.
And for Nebraska swim fans, there is certainly a familiar name. The girls' 200 individual medley relay state record held by Chandra Johnson from Omaha North.
We talk about strengths in different events. Bailey Ingalls is very strong butterfly backstroke. She needs to get a lead after that backstroke because Michelle Chris in lane number 4 is very strong in the breaststroke. So this is very important for this young Bailey Ingalls to get out in the butterfly and backstroke. Because her competition, of course, is the 9th grader Mary Herder on her in lane number 6. But her big competition, Michelle Chris, the sophomore from Marion, and we've already said how well Marion's swimming.
Right. Bailey Ingalls was out quick in the butterfly.
Well, last year as a 9th grader, Bailey Ingalls swam the 100 butterfly. This year she opted to get out of the 100 fly, and she's swimming the backstroke. She's such a talented young lady.
And she's opening up her lead in that backstroke. Bailey Ingalls was in the finals of this event last year, and she's leading it right now over the field, and she touches for her third 50.
Here's where Michelle Chris in lane number 4 needs to make her move. Being a breaststroker, she's got to come up strong if she wants to have a chance to beat Bailey Ingalls. But I am very impressed with this young sophomore, Bailey. She is swimming so well. Breaststroke, if that is her weakest stroke, she's looking really, really good.
Bailey Ingalls still out in front. To her right, the closest competitor in lane 6, Mary Herder, the freshman from Omaha Marion. Michelle Chris in lane 4 trying to make a run.
With 50 yards to go, her split 137.25. That's a great out for Bailey Ingalls. If she just brings it home right now, just puts in the leg, she's going to have a great time.
This is the championship heat of the girls' 200-yard individual medley, and it's Bailey Ingalls out in front.
Her time yesterday, 2:10.94. I know she'd love to be under 2:10.
And Bailey Ingalls will touch first. Watch the time. Bailey Ingalls coming home, touches at a time of 2:08.10.
What a great swim for Bailey Ingalls. And I think the key for Bailey, she's such a good butterfly or backstroker. She looks so good on the breaststroke. What a great job by the young sophomore from Millard West.
And as a sophomore, that is an All-American consideration time, 2:08.1 for Bailey Ingalls.
Watch Bailey come off the wall now. With 25 yards to go, it's so important to keep that streamline and just use the legs. Her legs are real strong there, and as she finishes, again, being nice and long. You hear me repeat that so much, but I can't tell you how races have been won and lost because of short strokes at the end.
Michelle Chris finishing second, and Mary Herder of Omaha Marion, the freshman, finishing third in lane 6. So Ingalls, your winner, followed by Chris and Herder.
And for Michelle Chris, she moves up from qualifying third to finishing second. So again, more points for that Marion team.
Now look at the boys' 200-yard individual medley. First, the consolation final. David Patton of Omaha West Side. Andrew Olive, the sophomore from Lincoln Southeast. Another sophomore, Kyle Johnson, in lane 5. In lane 6, it's Rory Swift, a freshman from Lincoln East. Drew Connery, Omaha Creighton Prep sophomore. And in lane 8, it was to be Chris Brammer, who was second in 2000, but Chris Brammer came in and became very ill yesterday. He did swim and qualified here for the consolations, and really too bad that he came down ill because he would have been one of the top 3 in this event.
Well, he had 103 fever, actually was in the hospital yesterday morning, came from the hospital right to the pool, swam his 2 races, really didn't have the strength to do very well, but did qualify in the consolation heat in this event and the 100 butterfly. Because we had alternates in the 100 butterfly, we'll have someone take his place. We didn't have any alternates in the 200 IM, so we're going to swim with the lane open.
Well, Chris, if you're listening at home or watching at home, we certainly wish you the best, and what guts it showed to come out yesterday after taking IVs in the morning and compete and do his best yesterday. Out quick here in lane 7 is Drew Connery of Omaha Creighton Prep, the sophomore. Connery yesterday with a time of 2:07.94.
Of course, your second qualifier yesterday in the consolations was just the 9th grader from Lincoln East, and that's Rory Swift. We'll see how he comes back under the pressure of being in a packed house. Sometimes it's tough on 9th graders. Other times, 9th graders can really step up to the challenge. What a great backstroke leg for the young freshman Rory.
Sometimes they don't know they're supposed to be scared, right, Ray?
Well, sometimes they come in and the seniors get scared just looking at him.
And there he comes.
Andrew
In lane 4, that's Andrew Olive.
I was just going to say the sophomore from Southeast, very good breaststroker. Notice how high he gets up on top of the water, hands over the water on the recovery, and really lunges forward. Has a wonderful breaststroke. Dave Peters of Southeast is doing a great job giving him the fine techniques of the breaststroke.
And Andrew Olive does touch first as they head into that final 50. It's the free, and this is going to be close. Andrew Olive out in front.
And look at the kick on Andrew Olive. He is not going to let anyone catch him. He's got one length to go, and he's got the guts to keep that lead. He's going to look at his strongest competition, David Patton, coming up on lane number 3.
Andrew Olive out in front in lane 4. Patton in lane 3, the Omaha Westside senior, but it's going to be Olive, the sophomore from Southeast, in a time of 2:05.56. We're just seeing some great times here. They're bettering marks by second half 2 seconds here.
Well, and that's very notorious in swimming. The consolation or the prelims yesterday is the setup for today. This is exactly what coaches and athletes train for. They can swim fast both days. And you see right there that Andrew Olive had a great turn, stretch, got 5 yards off the wall, good distance, and notice his finish here. As tired as he is, he's going to still stretch that arm out and finish nice and strong.
And once again, the time, 2:05.56 for Andrew Olive, finishing first here in this consolation final. David Patton of Omaha Westside was second. Drew Connery, the prep sophomore, was third. And Matt is with another champion down on the pool deck. Matt.
Yeah, we're here live with Bailey. Bailey just won the 200 IM. Bailey had a 3-second drop from yesterday. What were your thoughts going in today?
Well, I just knew that I had to put all the technique and all those things together, my starts, my turns, and then I just got mentally ready before and thought about everything I had to do, and I just left it in the water.
Well, tough swim and many more to come this afternoon.
Thank you.
Nice swim.
Thanks.
Larry, you don't see a little of ex-football player Guy Ingles in that face, do you?
Absolutely.
What a guy who likes to hit him hard, finally has daughters that pick the right sport.
Bailey Ingles, your champion of the 200-yard individual medley. And there she is stepping up on the top platform right now to take her gold medal. Michelle Chris finishing second from Omaha Marion. Mary Herder, third, also from Marion. Rachel Hurd of Millard West in fourth. Mickey Milan of Marion finishing fifth. And Laura Tingle of Lincoln Southeast, the junior, sixth in this event.
And her coach, Tracy Stauffer, putting the medal around her neck. What a thrill for Tracy, and what a great job he has done, because Millard West is making a mark at this meet.
Now to the boys' 200-yard individual medley. This is your final heat. Michael Gallagher. He was in the consolations last year. He's in the finals this year in lane 3. Sean Kelly of Omaha Creighton Prep, the junior. Trevor Schwartz was in the finals last year. He's a junior from Papillion. Scott Usher, maybe the favorite here from Grand Island, the senior. Ben Burris was third last year from Millard West, and in lane 8, P.J. Sorensen of Lincoln East. Scott Usher really has continued to better his times here in this. He's more of a backstroker, but doing extremely well in this event as well. Your state record, P.J. Wiseman, back in 1991 from Ralston.
Well, Larry, you're going to see Scott Usher fall behind in the butterfly and the backstroke. His strength is the breaststroke, and that's where you're going to see Scott Usher really come forward. Don't be surprised if he's maybe 2, 3, even 4 seconds behind after the backstroke. His split yesterday in the breaststroke was 30.8. Trevor Schwartz split in the breaststroke was 34.7. Wow. That's 4.1 seconds that he can make up just in that leg.
And in lane 5, it is Trevor Schwartz.
You got Schwartz in 5, and you've got from Millard West, Ben Burris in lane number 7. But if they let that Scott Usher stay close to them, by the time they go to the breaststroke, Usher's going to have this race.
And that's Schwartz on the turn from Papillion, the junior, out there early with the lead. And right there with him is Burris, and also in lane 4 up top is Sean Kelly from Omaha Creighton Prep.
Well, at the backstroke, 55.7 by Trevor Schwartz out of Papillion La Vista. is Scott Usher in lane number 6 is 59.2. He's under 4 seconds. Watch what's going to happen on this play.
Scott Usher of Grand Island, a senior, in lane 6, and he's already making up time.
And here he comes. He's got to get up there before that freestyle leg. Look at him just move all the way up to the front. He's making up every bit of that time.
And Usher will touch first after that breaststroke leg. Now they're into the final 50. It's the freestyle.
You got Usher in 6, Schwartz in 5, Sean Kelly in 4, and it's a dogfight with 1 length to go.
This is the championship of the boys' 200-yard individual medley. In lane 6, that's Usher. Right there with him is Schwartz.
It was a great turn by Trevor Schwartz in 5, but Usher is just not going to be beat.
Scott Usher from Grand Island, a senior, touching first in a time of 1:57.81.
What a great time by that young man, and you can see how happy he is. 1:57.81, your winner of the 200 IM from Grand Island, Scott Usher. We haven't talked about the outstate swimmers, but this is a big move for Grand Island. And you can see Usher come off that last turn right there, nice and long. He's breathing on the right side, so he has no idea where Trevor is, but he knows if he just keeps charging to the wall, he's got a chance to win, and there he is, wins by a body length.
That's Scott Usher finishing first. He's the champion of the boys' 200-yard individual medley. Trevor Schwartz, the runner-up, finishing second. Sean Kelly was in third, the junior from Omaha Creighton Prep, and in fourth, Ben Burris of Millard West.
And beware in the 100 breaststroke, because Scott Usher is going to make a big move there.
Now let's head to the sprint event, the girls' 50-yard freestyle. This is the consolation. Haley Bonine, the freshman from Lincoln Southeast in lane 3. Meredith Andrews from Millard West in 4. Amanda Wells in lane 5 from Scotts Bluff. From Millard South, Christy Miner in lane 6. In 7, Ashley Renshaw. And in lane 8, Kylie Hansen, the junior from Lincoln Southeast.
This is the premier sprint event for boys, for girls. It's 2 lengths of the pool. The key in here is the start and the turn, and we've talked about the finish. But you have to get out off the blocks quick, and you have to get in and out of the turns quick. It's so important on the start that it's quiet.
And Ray, in one of these heats yesterday, the second heat, we saw nothing but freshmen and sophomores. 3 freshmen, 3 sophomores in the second heat yesterday.
Well, of course, last year we had all seniors in the event, so it's a whole new wave coming in this year.
And this is just a 50, so it's down and back, and it's anybody's race. There in lane 5 and 6, Amanda Wells, Christy Miner right there. And up top in lane 3, Haley Bonine is there too. She touches third, but it's going to be Ashley Renshaw in lane 7.
What a big swim for Ashley Renshaw of Millard North. Again, emphasizing the points for her team. She qualified 4th yesterday in the consolations, and she wins it. 25.63, very good swim. And watch her come out of this turn. She's in lane number 7. She gets nice distance off the wall and gets up high on the water, and watch her come home. The
second from the bottom.
So important right here that they stay nice and long. And look at how long she is when she touches.
So Ashley Renshaw, your champion in second. Christy Miner in lane 6, and Haley Bonine finished third.
About 20 years ago, we did not have electronic timing. How would you have liked to have called that by your eyesight?
Can't believe you did it back then like that.
I did.
Let's go back down to the pool deck with Matt.
We're here with Scott Usher, champion of the 200 IM. Scott, going into yesterday, you made a big drop today. How important is that breaststroke leg to you?
Wow, it's my main leg. Without that, I don't know what I'd do. That's my stroke right there.
Well, I'm wondering now, obviously breaststroke's your best event. With the other 3 in there, what do you focus more on in the IM?
Just the butterfly backstroke, I try to keep up as well as I can, because that's where I always fall behind. And that second, the breaststroke and freestyle, I know I can catch him or pass him right there. So that's me keep up on the butterfly and back.
Well, you reeled him in on the breaststroke. Nice swim, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what a great move by Usher in that breaststroke. And he finishes first, as Matt said, in the 200-yard individual medley.
And a nice touch to the story, too. Scott Usher being from Grand Island. This year, the Nebraska School Activities Association recognized Betty and Wally Jacobs of Grand Island, who has been involved in swimming for well over 30 years. And, boy, they take pride in every one of those kids out there.
P.J. Sorensen in sixth, Michael Gallagher in fifth, Ben Burris of West in fourth, finishing third, Sean Kelly of Prep, Trevor Schwartz of Papillion La Vista in second, and there's your champion up top, Scott Usher from Grand Island. Now to the girls' 50 championship. Danielle Franz in lane 3. In lane 4, Chelsea Dimstra of Papillion. Katie Eckel, there's your favorite in lane 5, set a state record yesterday. Emily Pufall, just a sophomore in lane 6, will be right there with her. Elizabeth Gregory in 7, and Jessie Bayless in lane 8. What an exciting race we have here.
And all eyes can be on lane number 5, Katie Eckel. The record that she broke yesterday was a 23:57 set by Amy Tidball back in 1987. And there was a case, Larry, where Amy Tidball didn't make the finals because she swam too easy and had to set that record from the consolation heat. Wow. Look at the determination on Katie Eckel.
Katie Eckel yesterday, you see the new state record. She set it just yesterday in qualifying, 23.33. It's also a top 5 national time this year. Eckel in lane 5.
It's so important for her to get up on top of the water because it is her race and her race alone. Now she's going to go into the turn, a lot of waves. She has to get good distance off the wall. Boy, she does. Look at her. She is really coming back strong.
Katie Eckel there in lane 5, 23.33 yesterday. She'll touch first, 23.20, breaks her own state record.
You don't know how much faster that is to go 13/10 of a second in a 50. What a great swim by Katie Eckel. Tell me, do you think Notre Dame's going to be thrilled to have her?
Katie Eckel on her way to Notre Dame on a scholarship. One more look at the touch on the far side.
Watch the turn, how important it is for her to get good distance off the wall so she doesn't come up into the waves that the other kids make. And she just extends her lead and her finish being nice and long to get maximum reach. What a great performance by Katie Eckel.
23.20, Katie Eckel, and the future here in the 50 right behind her, Emily Pufall finishing second. The freshman from Millard West is in second, and also it was Chelsea Dimstra finishing third.
You know, Larry, her time of 23.20 right now would get her into the top 16 at an NCAA meet, which is the college women's meet. So Notre Dame, and I know the assistant coach is here, she's probably right on the phone right now talking to Bailey Weathers, the head coach, going, Coach, you got a good one.
Let's now head to the boys' 50-yard freestyle consolation finals. Ben Ashby will be in lane 3, just a freshman from Lincoln East. John Thompson, the senior from Millard North, in lane 4. Cole Heavenen in lane 5, also from Millard North. Ryan Brayback, he was in the finals last year, the senior from Lincoln East. Bill Torson, Omaha West Side, in lane 7, and in lane 8 from Scotts Bluff, Clark Jackson.
Once again, we're hearing about Scotts Bluff. We're seeing more and more in the finals and consolation heat. Mike Ahirst doing a great job out there.
Ready for the start. The boys' 50-yard freestyle.
Down and back again. Start, turn, finish is the key. You want to try and create high body position. You want to almost be like you hydroplane off the water. And you can see all these swimmers, good strong 6-feet kick, and their upper torso is nice and high on the water.
Ryan Brayback out there in 6th, and Brayback touches first with a time of 22.05. Brayback, the winner of the consolation final. The senior from Lincoln East touches first, and you see the time there, 22.05.
He qualified second for the consolations, moved up to first. Again, great points for East. Watch him come off of the wall again. It's so important that you streamline underwater. Take advantage of the streamline coming out so you're not going up into anybody's waves. And in the 50, if you don't finish with a long stroke, you might as well not even think about winning that event.
Let's head down to Matt with a state champion and state record holder.
Well, Katie Eckholt has broken her own record again today. Katie, I know you got a lot of family members that come to your meet. I got one question. Do they travel to Notre Dame?
I bet they will.
Well, it was a nice swim. What are some of the thoughts that went into picking Notre Dame?
Well, I was really a tough decision, but like all the schools I was looking at, the swimming programs were about the same, and just the environment and that academics at Notre Dame, I was like, I have to go there. So.
Well, now next year, the Nebraska-Notre Dame game, who are you going to root for?
I actually have to root for Nebraska, but I'll probably have to wear Notre Dame stuff. Just look mad at me.
I understand you're a Nebraskan at heart. Nice swim.
Thank you.
And congratulations to Katie.
Well, guess who's sitting next to us, Larry? Katie's folks.
Well, there you go.
So I told him, Katie said they're going to follow to Notre Dame, and Katie said they better. He nodded his head. Dad said, you bet I will.
And why not? A state champion and a state record, 23.20 for Katie Eckholt. Emily Pufall, not to be lost in this, the freshman, finishing second. Chelsea Dimstra, also a freshman from Papillion La Vista, was third. Elizabeth Gregory from Tapio, a sophomore, was fourth. Danielle Franz of Lincoln East, and Jesse Bayless of Millard North. Now to the boys, 50-yard freestyle. And this, the championship heat, Nick Jocelyn, senior from Ralston. Also, William Seldy from Creighton Prep in lane 4. Chris Schubert from Papillion in lane 5. In 6, Tyler Shearer of Lincoln East. Hilton Smith from Omaha North in lane 7. And Kyle Dunlap, a Blue Jay, in lane 8.
One of the nice things about the Bob Devaney Sports Center, the lanes are so wide that there used to be, the advantage was always to be on an outside lane to have fresh water. But this is a great pool with double lane lines, kills a lot of the splash, and it's just, it's a great pool for sprinters. That's why Nebraska has had so many great sprinters in the past.
And there is your state record of the boys 53, David Morrow, back in 97 with a time of 20.45.
And in this, does it matter if you get out quick in this? Absolutely. You have to have good reaction. Hand-eye coordination with your ears to hear the horn and be able to pop up. And your leader, Chris Schreiber, in lane number 5 for Papillion, just a sophomore, was the first one into the turn.
But touching first, it is going to be Chris Schreiber in lane 5 from Papillion with a time of 21.44.
And in second place, all the way from lane number 8, Kyle Dunlap, a junior from Creighton Prep, 21.61. Boy, that just adds more and more points for that team title for Creighton. Watch the, notice how right there Chris gets into the turn first, comes out nice and streamlined, strong up, head down. He needs to get that head up just a little higher, not try and barrel through the water. Try and hydroplane, get up a little higher, but what the heck, a first place and a great time of 21.44. I think right now Chris has got to be one happy swimmer.
An All-American consideration time by Chris Schreiber, finishing first in the boys' 50-yard freestyle. He is your state champion. Finishing in second, Kyle Dunlap. In third, William Seldy. And in fourth, Tyler Shear from Lincoln East, the senior. We're going to take a 20-minute break now between events.
And, of course, this is because of diving, Larry. And diving was held Thursday. And it takes the swimmers, a lot of the swimmers will double from an IM or 53 into the butterfly or the backstroke. So we have to give proper rest where diving would come. 20 minutes, Larry. Don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more excitement headed your way.
Some people, most in fact, when they hear the name Mona, think of the Mona Lisa. Then again, there's another Mona in the art world, and it's right here in our own backyard. Mona is the Museum of Nebraska Art, housed at the University of Nebraska in Kearney. It's a treasure of Nebraska culture and a must-see for everyone in the state. I'm Roger Welch, and this week I'm happy to have as my guest Mona's director, Ron Rock. I hope you'll join us.
Watch Roger Welch tonight at 8 Central Time on Nebraska ETV. There's more to Nebraska Public Television than what you can see on TV. Visit us on the web at net.unl.edu.
Matured more than I actually did. I didn't really. I just got a new hairdo.
American High coming April 4th at 9 p.m. Central Time to Nebraska ETV, and April 7th at 10:30 p.m. Central Time to Nebraska ETV2. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is your Nebraska ETV Network.
This program is made possible by the Nebraska Public Power District and your local public power utility.
Utility.
Got to welcome back to the 2001 Nebraska State High School Swimming Championships. We're at the midway point, a break here. And let's go down to the pool deck and Matt Rye for a little further investigation on the full bodysuits. Matt?
We're here at the winners of the diving event. The diving took place on Thursday, and we have the two champions for the boys and girls. First, let's talk to Joe Rhymes. Joe is the diver for Creighton Prep. Joe, tell us a little bit about the diving meet on Thursday.
Well, I was nervous going in, but it went pretty well. I was pretty happy with myself.
Now, how many rounds of diving did you do on Thursday?
11.
And how do you pick, what are some of the dives, and do you have a choice in some of the dives that you do first and last? What's some of the strategy that goes into your pick?
Well, I have to do 11 dives, and I like to do the dives I'm not very well at the beginning, and then keep my strong dives at the end, kind of finish strong.
So is there a lot of concentration in diving that takes place, and how important is it to come off of a dive maybe you didn't perform as well on and get to the next one?
I try not to think about the dive I just did. I try to think ahead and just really concentrate on what I'm going to do, go over in my mind a lot.
And we have Cassie Hansen. She's the state champion for Lincoln Southeast. Cassie, again, same number of rounds for you as well?
Yeah, it's also 11 dives.
And how about you? Do you try to put together your best dive first or last?
I usually try and save the more difficult dives for the end to finish up strong.
Joe, you're just a junior. Is the pressure on for next year to repeat?
Yeah, I think it will be. Brian Biga coming up. He's doing good. He'll give me some competition next year.
Well, and Cassie, you have to be proud. You know, at this point, you're the only individual champion from Lincoln. Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't.
Well, how do you feel about going into next year? Does the Southeast look strong, and who are some of the divers that are coming up?
Yeah, I'm really excited about next year, and we're going to have a good team. My teammate this year, Danielle Stansbury, also plays really well, and so we should do well.
Well, we look forward to seeing both of you back again next year. We also have another diver with us. This is Lincoln diver Laura Webster. Laura dives for Lincoln East, and Laura, tell us a little bit about how you got into diving and a little bit about yourself.
Well,
Well, during the summer, I'd always dive for that prairie life in certain places and just teach myself certain dives. And I really started to enjoy it, and I wanted to be on a team and compete against other people. And
now, Laura, you haven't always dived. What were some of the sports you did before diving?
I played soccer, softball, and I'm a really big volleyball player.
How about gymnastics?
I did gymnastics for 10.5 years, but then I quit for...
Now, Laura, what are some of the challenges you face in diving with some physical disabilities?
It's more difficult because I hop off of my right leg, and I just have to build that up, and I have to work on my approach and try to adjust myself so I can do it and be like other people with 2 legs.
Well, and I tell you, what a way to come back. Laura struggled with cancer. It had to be very difficult. And to continue in sports, was it sports that kind of drove you to fight the disease?
I knew when I was first diagnosed that I would be back in sports no matter what. I'd push myself as hard as I had to be able to go back to my sports.
Well, and right now, Laura, we're showing some of the footage of you diving. What is the most difficult aspect? Is it the approach? Is it the dive itself?
It's probably the approach, because it's more difficult to perfect your approach, I'd say, with just hopping instead of a 2-foot approach.
Who came up with the idea of you diving?
Me and my parents. We just thought it'd be kind of cool to have something different.
Well, Laura, you do a beautiful job, and I'm really glad that you're here at Nebraska and swimming for Lincoln East.
Thank you.
Diving for Lincoln East.
Thanks.
Well, thanks very much, Matt. What a neat story, Laura Webster from Lincoln East. Let's take a look at the boys' state diving results from earlier this week. It took place on Thursday, as we just talked about. Joe Rhines of Creighton Prep winning it, followed by Aaron Randalls of Columbus. Brian Biga from Omaha Burke finished 3rd. John Enenbach from Creighton Prep in 4th. Robert Kritzky of Lincoln High was 5th. And Jordan Bowling in 6th from Lincoln Southeast. Let's look at the boys. In the girls' top 6, Cassie Hansen of Lincoln Southeast. We just spoke with Cassie down on the pool deck. She was the state champion of the girls' diving. Teresa Anderson from Omaha Burke. It was Amy Smolzik of Omaha Marion finishing 3rd. Danielle Stansberry finishing 4th. Jessica Connick of Omaha Marion in 5th. And Shayla Addison of Millard South finished 6th in the girls' state swimming and diving. So we're still in a break here at the Devaney Sports Center pool at the 2001 State Swimming Championships. We'll be back at the Devaney Sports Center after this.
This is Nebraska ETV.
Each time I see a little girl of 5 or 6 or 7, I can't resist a joyous urge to smile and say thank heaven.
Living girl and then one day she'll break your heart 1,000 ways. And when you think you've seen it all, she goes and steals your basketball. Just like that she'll rock your world. Thank God for little girls. Boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Watch Mystery Thursday nights at 9 Central Time from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. This is your Nebraska ETV network.
Welcome back to the 2001 Nebraska State High School Swim Championships here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. The 2001 championships are presented in part by viewers like you who are financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. These viewers make it possible for us to be here covering statewide sports like the State Swimming Championships. If you feel these programs are important to you, please take a minute and call us toll-free at 1-800-634-6788 or to become a member of NPTV. You can also become a member over the internet. Just log on to our network website at net.unl.edu. Click membership, follow the prompts, and support Nebraska Public Television and become a member of NPTV today. Boy, already, what an exciting meet we've had to this point. 2 state records have already fallen. Of course, the Marion girls in the relay, and Katie Eckel, the terrific performance in the 53, setting her own state records, which she set yesterday, Ray.
And of course, Katie, being the senior, is really the leader of the pack going on right now. But we've seen a lot of young talent in this meet already. Sophomores, freshmen that are swimming so well. Katie Eckel is just, every year she's getting a little better and better. And I'm really anxious to watch her progress in the years to come in college. Bailey Weathers, who's the head coach at Notre Dame, does a great job. He's got the opportunity to train Katie in a multiple of events, whether it be 200 free, 100 butterfly. We know what she can do in the 50 free and the 100 free. But she's going to be a real asset to Notre Dame out there. And, of course, I had the pleasure of being out there for the football game, had a chance to see the facilities. Bailey and his team was on the road. They were gone. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great experience for that young lady.
And you talked about how excited Notre Dame must be to be having her come to be a member of the Fighting Irish swim team. Her assistant coach from Notre Dame was here yesterday, Kristen Heath, and I'm sure she was on the phone immediately saying, guess what she did? She's done it again.
Yeah,
23.2.
And in the 17 years of coaching here, you know, there are a lot of times where I'd send assistants out, and boy, they'd be on those cell phones going, Coach, guess what? Guess what? I go, good. Just make sure we keep that paper signed.
There were probably one or more guess what's going on yesterday from here at the Devaney Center pool. Well, believe it or not, we are just 1 week away from the start of the Nebraska State High School basketball tournaments, and once again, you'll be able to catch all of the action on Nebraska Public Television. The girls' finals take place just 1 week from today. It's next Saturday, March 3rd. Then 1 week later, it's the boys' tournament finals on March 10th. It's the 2001 Nebraska State High School basketball tournaments, and you can catch all the action right here on NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports. Here at the Devaney Sports Center pool, still waiting for the rest of this break, and we'll come back and begin momentarily with the 100-yard butterfly for the girls and also the boys as the second half of this Nebraska State swim meet will continue. And we're seeing so many of the swimmers in the pool now getting ready and preparing for this second half of action. They get in there and just get loose, get acclimated to the water, and warm up a little bit.
Well, and you're right, Larry. I mean, the 20-minute break is normally, as we talked about, the time for diving. This is the time where the swimmers can get back in and just loosen up the muscles. You see some of them just bob in the water. Others will just do a couple of strokes or some drill strokes that we talked about. Others want, because they've been here, for instance, like Adamanya. He has not swum, but the medley relay, his 2 events are coming up. He may want to get in the pool and do some real fast sprints.
Let's head down to Matt on the pool deck. Matt.
We're here with Bob Eckel, father of Katie Eckel, who just broke a state record. Bob, we've already talked to Katie a little bit about going to Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Katie's had a lot of family members. Are you guys going to rent a van?
Well, of course, you know, it's a big family tradition in Nebraska. For her to go to Notre Dame, of course, that was a big decision. But we're all going to go to South Bend. But we're not ever going to stop being big Nebraska fans.
Well, you know, and I asked her if she's going to root for Nebraska or Notre Dame during the football game. She said she'll be rooting for Nebraska, but she'll wear Notre Dame. How about you guys?
Well, she's going to be sitting right next to me up there in the club section, so she'll be wearing red. She might not know it, but she'll be wearing red.
Well, that's fun. All right, what are some of the thoughts, you know, having a swimmer like Katie, you know, as a parent, what's some advice you can give to parents out there having young swimmers?
Well, just athletics is so great. It just helps her be focused, and obviously with her work ethic, she gets up every morning quite early and swims, and I just think it's more athletic than it is anything else. I mean, she's very dedicated, and it really keeps, I think, the kids focused, and it's just great. I you know, was an athlete in high school, and it's obviously kept me straight and narrow, and that's what Katie's doing, too.
Well, you have a lot to be proud of.
Thank you very much.
Have fun at Notre Dame.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Larry, did Katie's father say club section for football games? Matt, I don't know what's wrong with you, Matt. You needed to get up some tickets for us.
We'll be right back with more from the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
Hello, I'm Garrison Keeler, and I am fairly sure that you are watching Nebraska ETV.
Next time on Austin City Limits, Stevie Ray Vaughan's Rhythm Section, Double Trouble with special guests Johnny Lang, Jimmy Vaughn, Susan Tedeschi, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Doyle Bramhall, Eric Johnson, Charlie Sexton, and Gordy Johnson.
Tonight at 11 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
Some people, most in fact, when they hear the name Mona, think of the Mona Lisa. Then again, there's another Mona in the art world, and it's right here in our own backyard. Mona is the Museum of Nebraska Art, housed at the University of Nebraska in Kearney. It's a treasure of Nebraska culture and a must-see for everyone in the state. I'm Roger Welch, and this week I'm happy to have as my guest Mona's director, Ron Roth. I hope you'll join us.
Watch Roger Welch tonight at 8 Central Time on Nebraska ETV.
Matured more than I actually did. I didn't really. I just got a new hairdo.
American High coming April 4th at 9 p.m. Central Time to Nebraska ETV, and April 7th at 10:30 p.m. Central Time to Nebraska ETV2. This is your Nebraska ETV network.
Welcome back to the Bob Devaney Sports Center pool, the 2001 Nebraska State High School Swimming Championships. And it's been a terrific day already with records tumbling, and both of those records being set by Omaha Marion athletes. And boy, they are just walking away with this. We said at the beginning of the day, as long as they jumped in the pool, they were going to win the team title, and it certainly looks that way. Omaha Marion 143, but it is close for second through fourth. Millard West, Lincoln Southeast, Papio, and Millard North all right there in the hunt. On the boys' side of things, same story for Creighton Prep. Prep on its way to yet another state championship. Papillion, La Vista, and Lincoln East, though, what a tug-of-war that's going to be for second place, both with 67 and tied at second right now. Lincoln Southeast with 44 in fourth, and Millard North in fifth with 35.
Well, and even though our leaders, Marion and Omaha Prep, really have a commanding lead, it's so exciting here because these teams are racing for second, third, fourth place, and I think we've got so much more swimming to go.
Let's take a look at the girls' 100-yard butterfly. Consolation race, Alina Walsh, the senior from Columbus. Christine Mingini of Omaha Burke. Also Lisa Dyson, the junior from Omaha West Side. Jenny Boldra, a sophomore from Omaha North. Audrey France, the senior from Lincoln East, and also from Lincoln East, just a freshman, Lauren Reichenbach. And that is a look at the consolation heat in the girls' 100-yard butterfly.
Of course, they look at the butterfly as being the most difficult of the four strokes that's demanding physically. I think breaststroke is the toughest because of the timing factor. But you'll notice in the butterfly, these swimmers will take 2 dolphin kicks with every 1 arm revolution. They're allowed, and really, you'll watch them swim just like a porpoise up and down.
They're in the blocks here for the girls' 100-yard butterfly. Lisa Dyson with the faster time from yesterday. She's in lane 5 from Omaha West Side. And Dyson is out quick. What a great shot there from our NETV camera crew. You can see them really popping up out of the water here in this butterfly.
When I worked with our butterflyers at Nebraska, I like them to breathe every other stroke in the butterfly. Down 1, up 1. That way, we kept getting the oxygen through the bloodstream so they would not go into hyperventilation. And yet, if you breathe too often and lift that head, and you can see when the head comes up out of the water, it creates so much weight above water that your hips and knees and feet sink. So it is a very demanding, physically demanding stroke.
And everybody right there as we go to this final 25 yards of the girls' 100-yard butterfly consolation final.
Get your breath in right now, and the last 5 yards, keep your face down and drive into the wall, and your winner way over in lane number 3, Alina Walsh. What a great swim, and she's a senior, bless her little heart, from Columbus.
1:02.85 the time for Alina Walsh from Columbus. Out of lane 3, taking the championship of this consolation heat in the 100-yard butterfly.
And watch Alina way up at the top of your screen. She gets in there with a full stroke, gets her shoulders, head, knees up on the wall to get off well. She's got the lead coming in, and notice coming home. Watch that head. She'll take a breath there. Now she keeps the head down. Oh, she took one more. Keep the head down and drive into the wall, but she had a big enough lead to maintain first place.
Let's head down to the pool deck to Matt. Matt?
Hey, we're here with Chris. Up till now, we've had swimmers in wet suits. But with the sprint event, I don't think Chris even got wet. What do you say?
I got wet a little bit, but all the water kind of came off right afterwards.
What's more important, the psychological part of a 50-free or physical?
Physical is definitely important because you have great competition that you're going against, and you kind of need to step it up a little bit, and everybody else needs to step it up too in order to have a good race.
Well, I tell you, it was a beautiful swim. You got off the blocks nice. Way to go.
Thank you very much.
And that was Chris Schuber, your champ in the boys' 50-yard free. Let's take a look at the other place winners. It was Nick Jocelyn from Ralston in 6th, Hilton Smith of Omaha North in 5th. From Lincoln East, the senior Tyler Shear finishing 4th, William Selding from Omaha Creighton Prep in 3rd. Kyle Dunlop stepping up right there. He finished 2nd. Kyle is from Omaha Creighton Prep and also a junior. And your champ getting the medal right now from Papillion La Vista, Chris Schuber.
And again, all 3 making automatic or consideration All-American. We've seen that in almost every event too, Larry. Our swimmers here in Nebraska are swimming so well that we're getting some recognition at the All-American level at high school.
And all 3 of the top 3, Schuber, Dunlap, and Selding, all with consolation All-American times. Well, now it's the finals of the girls' 100-yard butterfly. This is the championship heat in lane 3. Beth Mahaffey from Bellevue West. MC Semino in lane 4 from Omaha Marion. Melissa Fry, she was in the finals last year. She'll be in lane 5, the junior from Millard South. Katie Schall, just a freshman from Millard North, is in lane 6. Laura Tingle in the finals last year. She's a junior from Southeast. And Mickey Holmes in lane 8 from Omaha Burt. And if Schall sounds familiar, it's because Miranda Schall won it last year.
Well, Miranda goes out as a senior, a champion, and her younger sister comes in, Katie, and of course, just a 9th grader.
And Miranda Schall did set the state record last year with a time of 56.34, and she, of course, was from Millard North. And her sister, Katie Schall, will be in lane 6, the freshman. Melissa Fry in lane 5. She was in the finals last year.
And Melissa Fry, if she wins this event, her father, Dan Fry, was the 100 breaststroke champion back in 1969. And Larry, to the best of my recollection, that could be the first father-daughter or father-son champion that we'd ever have in Nebraska.
Well, she's right there in lane 5 now, but in lane 6, it's Katie Stahl, the freshman, with the lead.
And don't count out MC Semino from Marion. Again, Marion kids are just on a real high right now, and she looks real smooth over there in lane number 4.
Going into that final 50, it's Fry and Stahl right there beside each other. And Fry beginning to take a bit of a lead as they make the final touch and the final length of the pool.
That was a great turn for Melissa Fry in lane number 5. She really came off the wall strong. She's coming home strong for Millard South, the junior. Now she's tightening up. Can she stretch? Yes, she does.
Melissa Fry touches first at a time of 59.71. The junior from Millard South is your champion.
Boy, if that race was 5 more yards, I don't know if Melissa could hang on. You notice the last 3 strokes, she really got short and tight. But watch how she gets off this third turn right here. She gets the feet on the wall, and she really comes off streamline. Look how she extends the lead on her competitors. But watch at the finish right here. Notice how all of a sudden she gets short. She's long there, but now, see how the handstand are so short. And I'll tell you, she has to be thankful that the race ended there. What a great swim. What a great story. Father-daughter.
Melissa Fry and her father, Dan, won the 100 breast back in 1969, as Ray had mentioned earlier. Melissa Fry with your is your champion. Let's now head to the boys' 100-yard butterfly. In lane 3, Bob Kubicek from Beatrice, the junior. Ben Wilson will be in lane 4. He's a senior from Lincoln Southeast. Ben Nelson, he's a senior, not the governor, from Millard North. Ben Nelson in lane 5. Drew Connery of Creighton Prep in 6. Pat Elsner, the freshman from East, is in lane 7. And finally in lane 8, Luke Killian, junior from Omaha Central. And this, the consolation final in the boys' 100-yard butterfly.
Ben Nelson from Millard North, a senior. Ben Wilson from Southeast, a senior. They're surrounded by a 9th grader, a 10th grader, and 2 juniors.
And, of course, they should have said former governor.
Yeah,
current senator.
I wonder how often he has to take that from people.
Probably way too often. Yeah. The start of the boys' 100-yard butterfly. And they're into the pool.
And it was a good start. Ray, I'm so impressed with our officials today. We haven't had any false starts. Of course, they've really made sure that the audience is quiet. They don't allow flash cubes at the start that could distract the swimmer. And they do such a nice job of having it in total control. My compliments to the officials here today.
Drew Connery right there in lane 6, Omaha Creighton Prep. Into the final 50, and he has the lead. But right there beside him in lane 7 is Pat Elsner of Lincoln East, a freshman.
And notice Pat Elsner in lane number 7. He breathes somewhat to the side in the butterfly. That's something new that everybody tries to experiment with. Instead of lifting the head, he turns the head.
And Elsner with the lead, the freshman from Lincoln East.
It's Connery in 6 and Elsner in 7. Good swim, 54-17. Your winner, only a sophomore from Creighton Prep again. More team points. Let's hats off to Drew Connery.
With a time of 54.17, Drew Connery of Creighton Prep. And one more look at the turn.
A second and a half, he swam better than yesterday. That has to be a lot of emotions. Notice Drew getting off the wall real smooth. And again, I can't tell you how important it is to take advantage of that power and get as much distance off the wall as possible. He took a breath the last stroke, didn't affect him, but most coaches would discipline him to keep that head down, don't lift up to breathe.
Well, now let's head down to the pool deck with Matt. Matt.
Hey, we've got Nebraska state swimming history. Bob Fry, state champion in 1969 in the 100 breaststroke. And we have Melissa, daughter, new champion in the 100 fly. What do you think of trying to outdo your dad here?
I don't know. I just did as best as I could. He's always been an idol to me in swimming, and I just wanted to be a state champion really bad. And
well, Melissa, your dad just said that you gave him a little scare. What were your thoughts standing up there?
It was scary, but she came out in the last 3-4 strokes, and she got it. But it was close. But it was real excited.
Well, congratulations. Very few father-daughter teams like this.
Thanks.
Nice swim.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, what a great honor for the state of Nebraska, for Bob Fry. Of course, he goes back to my era, so I know how old he is. Of course, he was on the 1969 championship team, Omaha Creighton Prep.
Melissa Fry, the champion of the girls' 100-yard butterfly, and the medals now being presented in 6th. Mickey Holmes of Omaha Burke. Beth Mahaffey finishing in 5th. Katie Stahl, just the freshman from Millard North. Also, MC Semino finishing 3rd from Omaha Marion. Laura Tingle of Lincoln Southeast, the junior, and stepping up there now, the new state champion, Melissa Fry of Millard South.
And, of course, that's her coach, very happy, Rob Winstead. Most people would think that Rob shaves his head. He just can't grow hair. But he's been a longtime coach at Millard South and does such a great job. And I know this is exciting for Rob to be a part of this history.
Melissa Fry, the state champ. Now let's head to the boys' 100-yard butterfly. This, the championship heat. Clark Youngman from Millard North will be in lane 3. In lane 4, Tyler Shear. He was in the consolation heat last year. Zach Payne will be in lane 5. Travis Stensby was second last year from Bellevue West, the junior. Matt Lynn, the senior from Kearney. And in lane 8, Josh McCord of Bellevue West, a sophomore. But Travis Stensby, finishing second last year, would no doubt like to take the championship this year. State record held by David Lamel of 1983, 49.34 from Millard South.
And, of course, David is very active in coaching. He's still with Millard, helping their club program, and he's here today watching to see if maybe his record might go. But we talked about Mike Hayhurst and the impact that he had out in the Scottsbluff. Here is one of the big things that's happened right now. His swimmer, Zach Payne, in lane 5, qualified first in this event.
Boys, 100-yard butterfly underway.
This could be a first for Scottsbluff if Zach Payne can come back and take this championship.
Well, Zach Payne is in lane 5. And off of the first turn in lane 6, it's Travis Stensby. Stensby, as we said, second last year in this event.
And Stensby, the junior from Bellevue West, is such a strong swimmer. You can see he's out right now about a second and a half faster than Zach Payne. But one thing that you'll see out of Hayhurst swimmers in the future, they all finish strong. Coming up is Tyler Shear in lane number 4. His father, John Shear, longtime professor here in the health physical education. Tyler's doing a great job of holding off Zach Payne.
Travis Stensby. Stensby touches first. Travis Stensby, the junior from Bellevue West, gets the state championship after finishing second last year.
And what a great time, 51.11. But what a swim by Tyler Shear, 52.64, his lifetime best by over a second to help Lincoln East in that team race for second place. And watch coming off the wall right up here. Travis Stensby really gets in and out of that wall well, but up there in lane number 4, Tyler Shear gets up on top, and he starts piling ahead of Zach Payne for that second place finish. And into the finish here, the head down. What a great swim here, right there by Travis Stensby. Finishing nice and long, and his time, 51.11, is a result.
So Travis Stensby, the champion in the boys' 100-yard butterfly. Now the girls' 100-yard freestyle. In lane 3, Taylor Cox from Papillion La Vista. Amanda Wells in lane 4. Lisa Wimhoff in lane 5. She's from Norfolk. From Millard North, Brooke Paulson. In lane 7, Ashley Barna of Omaha North. And Kylie Hansen will be in lane 8. She's a junior from Lincoln Southeast.
All underclassmen in this event, the sprint, the second fastest event, the 100 freestyle. You've got 3 juniors, 2 sophomores, and a little young freshman, Brooke Colson from Millard North, and she's in lane number 6.
And this, of course, the consolation final on day 2 of the Nebraska State Swim Meet.
really interesting to see all the different suits that the girls are wearing, from the full body to just the regular suits that we see on the bottom of our screen right there.
And they're in the water, girls 100 yards freestyle.
Probably one of the biggest mistakes that our young swimmers make today in 100 freestyle. They think of it as a sprint, so they go off and they hold their breath. It is so important to get into your breathing pattern right away. Whether you breathe every stroke, every third stroke, do not hold your breath, which will create that oxygen death. Keep the air flowing through the system.
And at the touch, it was Wells, Wim Hof, and Paulson all right there. Wells, the junior from Scotts Bluff, Wim Hof, the sophomore from Norfolk, and the freshman from Millard North, Brooke Paulson.
Good turn out of Lisa Wim Hof in lane number 5 for Norfolk. Wells had the lead, but Wim Hof came off, tied with her off the turn, coming into the finish, head down, stretch for the wall, and she wins it.
Wim Hof, Lisa Wim Hof, with a time of 55.91, Wim Hof, the consolation winner. The sophomore from Norfolk.
Very good swim for the young sophomore. You can see as she goes in the turn, she's just a little behind, but watch what happens coming off the wall. She really stretches and kicks and pops up, and she's neck and neck right there with Amanda Wells. Then coming into the finish, again, so important for these kids, the discipline not to breathe and finish long. Nice, fundamental swim out of sophomore Lisa Wim Hof.
So Wim Hof, the winner. Amanda Wells, the junior from Scotts Bluff, second. Also Ashley Barna in third, the sophomore from Omaha North, and Kylie Hansen, the junior from Lincoln Southeast, finishing fourth in that girls 100-yard freestyle consolation.
Of course, after the awards presentation that we're going to have, this is the next event that everybody's sitting on the edge of their seats for, because Katie Echols going to come up and swim the 100 free. Her time of 50.4 yesterday is only 4/10 away from breaking that 50 mark barrier, which, again, we've never seen here in the state of Nebraska.
Well, check out the upcoming sports schedule on Nebraska ETV, along with the entire broadcast schedules for NETV, NETV2, and Nebraska Public Radio. You can do it just by logging on to your network website at net.unl.edu. It's just another service of NET. And the medals being presented in the boys 100-yard butterfly. And you see the medal being placed right there on Josh McCord. He finished fourth. Clark Youngman was sixth. Matt Lind fifth. Zach Payne, the senior from Scotts Bluff, finishing in third. Tyler Shear of Lincoln East. And getting congratulations and handshakes right there, Travis Stensby, the junior from Bellevue West, with a time of 51.11, gets the medal.
Well, he had such a nice swim. He was out 23.6, which is really quick, but he looked so easy at it. And it'd be interesting to find out if he felt like he was out that fast, because that is pretty quick. He comes back in, of course, in a 26.3, which is just such a strong, or I mean a 27.3, which is such a strong swim.
Travis Stensby is the champ, and Matt has him down on the pool deck.
We're here with Travis, 100 fly champion. What part of the race was the most important to capture that win?
The start. I mean, if I got out there in the lead that I could keep it on, because I'm a 200 butterflyer, and I knew that I wasn't going to die there at the end. So,
well, you certainly didn't die. It was a nice swim. Way to go, Travis.
Thanks.
Now let's take a look at the girls' 100-yard freestyle finals. Danielle Franz, the sophomore from Lincoln East. Chelsea Dimstra, freshman from Papillion. Katie Eckel, your 2000 champion and favorite here today, the senior from Omaha Marion. Emily Pufall, freshman from Millard West. Lisa Hansen was third last year. She's a junior from Marion. And Carolyn Ludwig of Hastings, she is a senior. Katie Eckel owned this yesterday with a time of 50.43, automatic All-American time, and in the top 5 nationally. And there's the state record set yesterday by Katie Eckel, 50.43. She's in lane 5.
And you've got a ninth grader in Chelsea Dimstra in lane number 4, and a ninth grader in Emily Pufall in lane 6. How intimidating can that be? Look at Katie just get so, I mean, she's just so strong in and out of the wall.
Really gets up on the water.
Split yesterday was a 24.78. She wants to be right around there, 24.57. She wanted to be a little more in control. This is the key right here. The third 25 and coming home on the fourth. Get in and out of this turn right here, Katie, and you can be very close to that 49 figure.
Well, the future of Nebraska swimming may be to her right and left in Pufall and Dimstra, but the present is now. Katie Echols, the senior, bringing it home, trying to set another state record, 50.43, ties 49, just off her state record.
Just off, but what a great swim for Katie Echols. Here's a young lady that's not going to take long for her to break that 50-second barrier. She did what she wanted to do. She got out. She looked very smooth on that first half of the race, and she really built that third 25. I thought she looked real good, but you'll notice right here as she comes home, she just shortens up a little. Good turn like I talked about. Look how high her feet are, elbows high. But right here, she's just a little short on her entry, and that just comes from being a little tight.
And does it have any effect on her that she has swam already twice today, state record in one, and also helping with the state record in
There's
another?
no question that there's a little effect, but you know something? Here's a young lady who is swimming on emotion today, and she has done so well.
We should mention Emily Pufall finishing second in the girls 100 free. Well, now let's go to the boys 100-yard free, and this the consolation heat. Nick Jocelyn, the senior from Ralston. John Thompson from Millard North, he's also a senior. Junior John Merman of Lincoln East. Omaha Creighton Prep's Kyle Dunlap is also a junior. And two seniors, Ashton Beek of Lincoln Southeast and Ben Burris of Millard West in lane 8. Fastest time yesterday, John Merman of Lincoln East, the junior, with the time of 48.76. And John Merman will be in lane 5. Second fastest time in lane 6 yesterday, Kyle Dunlap in this heat.
Well, and again, it's interesting in the girls' 100 freestyle, with the exception of Katie Echols, they're all underclassmen now. In the boys' 100 free, they're all seniors and juniors.
And right there, in lane 6, leading it is Kyle Dunlap of Omaha Creighton Prep.
Looks very strong, 23-13 out. That's a good out for Kyle. He needs to start building, and you can see him start to put the legs in a little harder. He's getting long with the stroke now. It's very important to really drive the legs here. Get up and come on home.
Kyle Dunlap in lane 6, the junior from Creighton Prep, with John Merman to his left. It will be Dunlap touching first from Omaha Creighton Prep, a time of 48.13.
And again, Creighton Prep, just like Marion, they're on a high. They're doing so well as a team. It is a spin-off to each individual. And what a great swim for Kyle Dunlap. He's only a junior, but he improves his time by 0.7 of a second, 48.13. Watch again coming out of the turn. It's so important with that final lap to go. Drive the legs, get up on top of the water. He's a little slappy with his arms, but he gets a hold of the water so well. That's why he's such a good swimmer.
So your champion, Kyle Dunlap from Omaha Creighton Prep, John Merman of Lincoln East, the junior, finishing second. Ashton Beek of Southeast was third, and John Thompson fourth, and Thompson from Millard North. Kyle Dunlap in the consolation boys 100-yard freestyle. We are here at the Devaney Sports Center pool, day number 2, the championship day, if you will, at the Nebraska State Swimming Meet.
Well, it's the exciting day, of course, where the stands are full and the parents are having a fun time, and this is what it's all about. Now the kids have to go home with all bald heads and shaved legs and explain what happened.
They would certainly like to see a little warmer temperatures outside after walking out of here as well, but it's neat to see this many fans in here as well.
And the awards presentation for the girls 100 freestyle. Katie Echols soon to come up. Big swim that we didn't talk about in third place, Lisa Hansen for Omaha Marion.
Danielle Franz in sixth, Carolyn Ludwig in fifth, Chelsea Dimstra, the freshman from Papillion La Vista, in fourth, Lisa Hansen, as you said, Ray, in third, Emily Pufall right behind only your champion right there, state record holder, and now three-time state champion today, Katie Eckel of Omaha Marion.
And she should feel happy and excited about her races. Maybe she didn't go under 50. Maybe everybody was expecting too much. But what that young lady has accomplished in these last 2 days is phenomenal.
Well, let's head down to Matt with yet another interview. Matt.
Yeah, we're here with Katie. Katie, high school career is just about over. What do you have in store for the next couple of weeks?
Well, I think I'm going to do a sectional meet next weekend, and then I've qualified for nationals, so I might go to that. I think it's like the end of March, so.
Well, I tell you, the way you're swimming today, you will make a mark at senior nationals. Nice swim.
Thank you very much.
Katie Eckel, the champion from Omaha Marion. Now to the boys' 100-yard freestyle. This is the championship heat. Hilton Smith of Omaha North is a junior. So is Joe Weesey from Omaha West Side. Adam Manya, the senior from Beatrice. Also Trevor Schwartz, a junior from Papillion. Chris Schreiber, a sophomore from Papillion La Vista. And Cole Heavenen was in the finals last year. He's a senior from Millard North.
Well, this is the first time that we're going to get a chance to see Adam Manya in an individual event. Good start out of Adam.
Coley Sickles with the state record set in 96 from Creighton Prep, 45.54.
What Adam has to do to improve on his time of 46.7 is he's got to really start, not pressing, but building that third 25. Adam is one of the few swimmers at this meet that elected not to shave because he's teaching for junior nationals, which is coming up in a month.
Well, Manya is in that third 25, and he's beginning to pull away. And now the final touch, and he's on his home 25. Adam Manya, lane 5, the senior from Beatrice. Yesterday, 46.7. He's out in front. He will win. Now we're looking for the time. Manya touches 46.87.
And you can tell that Adam is still in the heart of his training because he still doesn't look sharp on top of the water. That's a coach's decision. Adam Manya is not slacking off at the state championship, but he is so much further ahead of everybody else. His goals are in the junior nationals. Notice how he's still nice and long with his stroke right there. Gets in and out of the turn. Now watch what happens at the finish. You'll see his stroke just shorten a little, and that comes from just being a little tight. A lot of redness you can see in the arms and in the shoulders right there. And watch how he breathes that last stroke coming in.
You talk about tapered and shaved and getting ready for a meet like this, and for most of these athletes, they're tapered and shaved here.
This, for most everyone, with the exception of maybe two, this is the biggest meet, for their career. Adam has something to go beyond this. He's a senior. He's looking at colleges. Wisconsin in his sights. A lot of different other schools that are looking at him. So Adam wants to do well at junior nationals also.
Adam Manya, your champion in the boys' 100-yard free. Now let's head to the girls' 500-yard freestyle. Cubby Swift. She's a junior from Lincoln East in lane 3. Channing Anseth. She is just a freshman from Lincoln Southeast. Her sister is in the finals of this event. Erin Cox, freshman from Papillion, Kelly Dolan, a sophomore, Sarah Rogers, and Katie Kelsey.
Thank you. We got one back here for
and they're getting ready for the girls' 500-yard freestyle. And they're in the pool, and this, Ray, is like a mile in track. This is the endurance race.
Yes, it's comparable to a mile. These kids will swim this race in 5 minutes above. The men will swim at around 4:30, 4:40, which is very comparable to runners in a mile. So this is the distance race. This is a fun event to coach because there's a lot of strategy that you work with your athletes throughout the training season. This race is not going to be won by the start, and it's not going to necessarily, and I say necessarily, I'll bite my tongue a little, be won by the finish. The finish is so important, as it always is, but this race is won in between wall and wall. And it's 20 lengths of the pool, and right now, your leader out there with looking very, very smooth is Cubby Swift. And right now, what these athletes want to do is they want to stay relaxed. they get, when I swam distance, I got a song in my mind, and I just would, go over and over and just hum the song, just be relaxed, make sure the body position's up and nice. And if you stay relaxed and get that first 250 or the first 10 lengths over with, boy, I'll tell you, then you can start building and do what we call in coaching negative splitting. Negative split. Second half faster than the first half.
And really, it's the distance races that are one of the few that have when you talk about negative splits.
Well, when you get into that Olympic level, you'll see a lot of people that are training in the negative split fashion, attitude, 200s, the sprints, the 50s, the 100s, no. Right. But in the 200, you'll see them very even split their races.
Kelly Dolan at the first touch with a split of just over 1 minute. Kelly Dolan was in the lead. We are in the girls' 500-yard freestyle. And right the consolation of the girls' 500-yard freestyle. And touching, and with this turn, they're at the 200 mark. And very smooth is Erin Cox and Kelly Dolan. Dolan in lane number 6. She's out in a 2:05.8, which is really nice, and she looks very, very relaxed. Elbows nice and high, which keeps the forearm relaxed, the hands relaxed. Body position is high. Notice the long streamline coming off the wall. Good distance swimmers breathe about every third stroke, and they breathe on the right side, then they breathe on the left side, just like you're seeing right there with Kelly. And they do that just to keep aware of where everybody is in the pool. And that is Kelly Dolan, the sophomore from Lincoln Southeast. Right behind her at the top of your screen in lane 3, Cubby Swift, the junior from Lincoln East. In lane 4, one more time, Channing Anseth. She's just a freshman from Lincoln Southeast. In lane 5, it's Erin Cox, another freshman from Papillion La Vista. Sarah Rogers is in lane 7, and Katie Kelsey of Omaha Marion, the sophomore, in lane 8. And one more time, out in front right now in lane 6, it's Kelly Dolan. Right behind her is Cubby Swift.
She's got 200 yards to go, 3:12.5. That split was about approximately a 1:07, which is very good. But now she's into the last 200 yards of the race. Now what you need to start seeing is a little more work in the legs. Just gradually start swimming each 50 a little quicker, a little more effort into each 50, going all the way through to the end. And you can see right now, Kelly Dolan, of course, being coached by Dave Peters at Lincoln Southeast, is training her very well, because you can see a little more effort coming out of Kelly right here.
And Kelly Dolan, still your leader. Cubby Swift right there. Cubby's the top of the screen there. Kelly Dolan in the middle. Dolan in lane 6, Swift in lane 3.
And I like the way Cubby Swift is swimming up there in lane number 3. She can see Kelly Dolan when she breathes on that side of the pool. She's not letting her too far out. Now, they've got 100 yards to go, and if Cubby Swift wants to make a move, she's got to do it right now.
So Kelly Dolan touching, and here's the updated look at the girls' team score. You see Omaha Marion continues to extend that lead. They now lead Millard West 183-93, and what a tight race it is right there for second and third between Southeast and Millard West. On the boys' side of things, Creighton, the same story, way out in front of Papillion La Vista, but a tight race for second. Papio and Lincoln East right there for second and third, followed by Millard North. Lincoln Southeast is in fifth. So an important race here for points in those team standings.
The horn signifies they have 2 lengths of the pool to go, and Kelly Dolan looks extremely good. You can see how much stronger she looks right here towards the end of her race. She has conserved her energy, and she's got what we call in swimming, she's let some power and strength to come home at the finish of the race. What a nice job Kelly Dolan's doing, and only a sophomore for Lincoln Southeast. And she is going to have a great time. She's out her time yesterday, 5:28.22. Look at what she comes in at.
5:24.67. Kelly Dolan, the winner of your consolation final in the girls' 500-yard freestyle.
Drops her time by 4 seconds, Larry. What a nice swim for the sophomore. And the junior up on top in lane number 3, Cubby Swift from Lincoln East. She improves her time by 2 seconds to where she qualified 5th. She moved all the way up to 2nd place in the consolation finals.
And there's one more look at the final turn from Kelly Dolan. And then she brings it home, Kelly Dolan, in a time of 5:24.67.
What a nice long entry she has. What a good swim she made. Very nice.
Cubby Swift finishing second and third, Sarah Rogers, and you see fourth there was Channing Anseth. Let's head back down to the pool deck, and Matt with another state champ. Matt.
We have champion Adam Manya. Adam, it had to be a tough decision for you on what events to swim in the state meet. What is it that led you to swim the 100 free and 100 back?
I guess this year I just had like a blowout freestyle season, and I figured I might have a shot at the Coley Sickle state record, but, you know, it looks like I didn't have it today. But
now you're not shaved. What are some of the big meets you have coming up that we can look forward to?
Next weekend I go to Arkansas for a sectional meet with some of the surrounding states, so I'm gonna feel pretty good by then. So,
well, and of course you're a senior. You've got to be looking at colleges. What are some of the schools you're looking at, and are there any favorites?
UNL, Wisconsin. That's pretty much what I got it narrowed down into.
Well, it's down to 2. You got another race to swim yet. Nice going.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And that's your champion in the boys 100-yard free. Thanks, Matt. Cole Heavenen finishing 6th from Millard North. The junior Hilton Smith from Omaha North. Chris Schuber in 4th. Papillion La Vista. Joe Weesey of Westside. Trevor Schwartz of Papio. And there's Adam Manya getting a medal from Beatrice.
And, you know, the real story is here's the kid who goes to Norris High School. They don't have a swim program. They have a reciprocal agreement with Beatrice. So here he letters for Beatrice. Now, let me ask you something. Do you put that Beatrice letter on the Norris jacket? Or do you, I mean, what do you do?
Well, I think you cut the 2 jackets in half and have Mom sew them.
Well, he can do anything he wants. That's how great a swimmer that kid is.
And now let's head to the girls' 500-yard freestyle. This is the championship heat. Carly Cannell, she was in the finals last year, a junior from Lincoln Southeast. Tennyson Anseth, second in the consolation last year. Her younger sister just swam in the consolations. Nicole Real will be in lane 5, the senior from Millard West. Veronica Barna was third in 2000 in this event. She's a senior from Omaha North. Mary Herder will be in lane 7. Herder, just a freshman from Omaha Marion. And Mickey Milan was in the finals last year. She's in lane 8 this year, the senior from Omaha Marion. And Marion and Southeast were both with 2 swimmers in this final. Chandra Johnson, your state record holder in the girls 500 free, 4:54.18, just 4 years ago.
Nicole Real, your swimmer in lane number 5, had the fastest time again, 5:18. She really cruised yesterday, so I'm looking for a big swim out of Nicole. Now, Veronica Barna, also a senior from Omaha North, she'll give her a run for her money, but it's all going to depend right now on Nicole Real, just to see how smooth she'll stay with this and just where she wants to be at the halfway point.
Strategy to this?
A lot of strategy. I think that Nicole has swum the distance enough to know that she has to have a strong second leg. We're going to jot down her 250 split at the 10th leg, at the 10 length mark, and compare that with her final time, and just see how even she swam that race.
And a great look there with Nicole Real and Veronica Barna.
Now, Tennyson Anseth from Lincoln Southeast, she is a senior. She's experienced. She's very strong, very disciplined, very good. But if you watch the 2 side by side, she's just a little choppier with her recovery. Does that burn a lot of energy? Some people want to say yes. If you look at the 2 of them side by side, Nicole Real is real smooth, very relaxed. She's conserving energy.
And that's Nicole Real on the turn right there. Veronica Barner to her right in lane 6. Just above them in lane 4, Tennyson Anseth, second last year in the consolation. This is the girls' 500-yard freestyle championship heat. Harley Cannell in lane 3. Mary Herder in lane 7. Mickey Milan is in lane 8.
Nicole Real, your leader in lane number 5, is in total control right now. Yesterday, at the 200 mark, she was out in a 2:01.9. 2:01.9. She looks much smoother than she did yesterday, and she's going to be right about the same time, actually almost 2 seconds faster, 1:59.74. I think we're going to see an excellent time out of this young lady. She just appears like she's got the strategy down. She knows what she wants to do, and she looks to me like she's dictating to everybody else what's going to happen.
Is there a physical and mental makeup that bodes well in this event?
Well, there's a strong mental makeup. You have to be able to sustain pain. And I'll tell you what,
you and I are out.
Well, that's why I was a breaststroker. And that's why Matt Ryan never swam distance either. No, but yeah, there's a physiological makeup of being able to withstand the distance, not only the pain in the muscles, but also, you know, the oxygen debt that you will go into. And she just looks very strong right there. She's extending her lead. Notice that when she comes off the wall, she's taking good glides, streamlined, conserving some energy. I like her race strategy.
And she is so far out in front that there isn't much drafting, but is there such a thing in a race like this as drafting?
Oh, very much so. And most of the swimmers that swim in in pools that have narrow lane lines will swim along the lane line and try and draft off of another swimmer, especially in the distance events. In the sprints, you don't want to be too far behind. Right now, Nicole Real is approximately 4 seconds ahead of her time her split, where she was yesterday.
Yesterday, Nicole with the time of 5:18.63. She is in command in lane 5.
Could she swim faster if someone was side by side? I can't answer that. I know that competition always brings out the best in people. I like the way she's swimming right here. I would also like to see her have a little more competition just to see how that would make her stand up and push herself. 4:07.6 today. She was 4:12 yesterday.